But you see, look at this. Like, you see how ridiculous Frost is? I think it's time to show off the Frost build. I've been having an amazing time with him. I actually, when I did my tier list video, I regret putting him in A tier. I wish I put him in S tier now, because after playing around with him seriously, especially with these two mods, woof, he's crazy. He's overpowered as fuck. Especially with this icy avalanche. So this is the 4, you know, when he just like freezes everything in the whole area, AoE radius, you know, all that stuff. 40 meters basically if you go max range like I did. Well, I'm not completely max range. If I wanted to go super max range, then I would put in cunning drift instead of the power. But it's still amazing. So you're able to hit everything in the whole area, including through walls and all that, and it freezes them, it strips their armor, and it gives overguard to the entire team. That's crazy. Like, that's easily one of the best buffs slash crowd control in the game. Like, insanely. And the craziest thing about this is that it works just like Rhino's Stomp, where even Eximuses will be slowed because of doing this. So it's ridiculous. Also, another mod that makes it crazy is this one right here, Biting Frost. This gives you 200% crit chance and crit damage for frozen enemies. So of course, with the 4, you're freezing them, you're giving yourself overguard, you're stripping their armor, and you're doing 200% crit and damage. Crit chance and crit damage with this. So it's stupid. It's absolutely bustedly overpowered crazy. And of course, all his abilities do this. So the 1 would do it too. The actual freeze, which it's not the best in the world. It's more like a single target thing, even though it hits targets around the you know, the area of where that initial target is. So you could shoot it at the floor and it could freeze them. But I wish the AoE radius was a little bit wider on this thing. If it had that, then that would be even better. But it's cool. I use it every once in a while when I just want to, you know, throw a snowball at somebody. And then there's also a snow globe, so you can freeze people with this too when you knock them out of it, basically. So what I did with this build is I put Mag's Pull on it, and what I do is I pull them into my bubble. I make a new bubble which freezes them all, and then I shoot at them and kill them immediately. So that's usually what I do. But if I need to strip armor, I'll always just use the 4, so I can strip their armor while also giving overguard, and then I'll get that extra damage as well from the Biting Frost. So yeah, it's crazy. Which I don't know if I mentioned it, but the Icy Avalanche mod gives you the overguard. So this is what's giving you all that overguard when you use your 4. So yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. He's insane. So I went with max range, or at least as much as I could. So overextended, stretch, and auger reach to get as much range as possible. He doesn't really need strength too much. The strength is fine sitting at the 55. I'm recovering it with Molt Augmented, of course. So I'm running that as well. So that's going to bring it up to about 100, about a 100%, maybe 95%. I think. I don't know. I don't know the exact mathematics. So it's something like that. But anyway, it kind of brings it back up to normal. What I did was I use a Precision Intensify, so I can buff the 4 so that I'm getting more overguard and more armor stripping. So that's the main purpose because of it. Not really about doing damage. It's just about getting more overguard and stripping. That's it, period. And then I'm running Fleeting Expertise and Streamline. I already know you guys hate that. And you'd be like, oh man, just use Flow. Just use Arcane Energize. Just use... I get it. But I mainly like to use Fleeting Expertise and Streamline combo because I like to be able to spam my ass off without having to think. I don't want to think about how much energy I have. I don't want to think about what energy orb I need to find, or, you know, I don't care about that stuff. I just want to be able to spam my abilities without thinking about it, and this combo lets you do that. So that's why this is very important, and that's why I love it. If you want to swap it out for Flow, you can, but his energy pool is very small. He's only sitting at 150, so you're probably bringing that up to about 300, 400, and I don't know. I don't feel like that's enough when your powers are going to cost like 100 for using Icy Avalanche, which I spam a lot. I spam this a ton. Like I'm constantly. So when you're not able to do that, and you can only do that like 3 or 4 times, that sucks. So yeah, that's why fleeting expertise and streamline is good. I went with growing power on the aura, and then power drift for a little bit extra strength, just to kind of pick it up a bit. Of course, you see how I was mentioning that I'm close to 100%. With growing power, the moment I hit somebody with one of my weapons and do a status, that's going to be giving 25 more strength. So that's going to pick it up a little bit more, making the overguard give some more. The armor reduction goes higher. I think that probably by that moment it's over 100% on that armor reduction. I don't know the exact numbers because I haven't like studied it or anything. I just kind of play the game and whatever. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I'm really loving this build. I'm using multi-efficiency on the other one, but it's only the only reason why is because that's the only mod I have, or the only arcane I have rather. So that's what I have going. If you want to swap it out for something else, you could if you wanted to. My durations are low, so it does help out to kind of bring the durations up. So yeah, that's it. That's the build. As far as Archon Shard, I'm only running one at the moment. I'm running the yellow one. So this is just for casting speed. What I was hoping to do is bring up the casting speed a little bit more. So maybe use like one more. If I can get a Thal Forge or at least 2 Thal Forge, that would be nice. So then I can have 2 Thal Forge of casting speed. And then the rest, I'll probably either do duration or I'll do more strength. I don't know. I'm undecided at that point. So it's kind of free to do whatever you like if you have your shards together. But yeah, that's the build. So let's get started. Let's go blow some shit up, and I can show you what he's like. Let's do that one mission, the Kuva survival one, because that shit is intense. Like there'll be like 600 million mobs shows up and all that, and it's kind of intense. So I think that would be a cool little demonstration for Frost. This one right here. So this is the Kuva survival. Of course, Steel Path. I don't play on anything but Steel Path, so every single build that you see me do is always Steel Path. So in case anybody's wondering, they're like, oh, like it looks like you're fighting level 1s. Like it definitely does look like I'm fighting level 1s because this, like especially this build is so crazy that it makes like basically every weapon powerful. So it's insane. So watch this craziness. So of course I use Xenuric so I can get my energy back, get a little bit of energy and all that. I love Mag's pull, but it's completely up to you what you want to do with it. I'm gonna start with the 4 just so I can freeze things, but watch this. You see how they melt? Like it's like I'm fighting level 1s. You know, like look at this. And it's because of the armor stripping, and it's also because of what's it called? That mod that's giving me the 200% crit or whatever. That's what makes this crazy as hell. Like look at this. Look, it's like they're all paper. I can use any weapon I want. So let me use the Fell Art real quick. See, look at this. Let's use some melee. Let me just get my combo multiplier rolling and then it'll definitely be better. It's not as good. It's not as good. I'd rather use guns. See, this is why I say that melee needs to get buffed, because I just don't feel like melee is that good. It's good with certain characters, but not with everybody. But as you can see, look at my overguard. My overguard is like off the chain right now. So like, and you see how I have basically unlimited energy. Especially since, you know, with fleeting expertise, you don't really have to use the Xenuric all the time. See, because you're going to be getting energy orbs anyway. So it kind of works itself out. But you see, look at this. Like, you see how ridiculous Frost is? Like, I really do regret putting Frost as a A tier on my tier list. It's sad that I did that, because if I would have actually like tested these mods out beforehand, then he's just grossly overpowered. The crowd control is insane. The overguard buff is insane. The armor stripping, the debuffing. You saw what I did to that Eximus just now? Like, he was just slow to a crawl. Nothing can attack me. Like, it's unbelievably ridiculous. And then I can use my other abilities. So let's say if I want to hold a spot, which Let me go ahead and do this real quick, the Kuva thing. If I could find a Kuva thingamabobby. Here we go. Here's one. All right, so let me grab this. So, of course, you know, Frost is very good with defending an objective. That's his main purpose. So let's do that. So we can go ahead and freeze stuff. The only downside is since I didn't go strength build on my regular abilities, it didn't do anything for my 3. So my 3 is, oh shit, I almost killed the objective already. So my 3 is not gonna be as strong. They'll break through it pretty easily because it's very weak. If I had more strength on it, then it'll take more effort for them to break it. So the ones that are really scary are the Eximus, because they could just walk right through my shield and that's it. It's done. But as you can see, they're very slowed anyway, so it kind of works itself out. Let me just keep them frozen. I don't want them to kill the objective. Objective only has 26 health. Oh my god. Come on, last for 4 seconds, please. Please. All right. Whew. That was a close one. Almost lost that objective. So yeah, man, I love this build. Now watch, and then I can use Mag's pull and bring everything inside my little bubble. You see, like, you see how ridiculous this is? This is why I love this build right now. Like this shit is unbelievably fun to play, on top of like the support that I'm giving, on top of the damage I'm giving. Like, it's unbelievably like one of the best builds I probably have right now, and I'm having a great time with it. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Unstoppable, you know?